Check 1 2 1 2 check.
heard you cut up and you clap. You know what you're doing. You shut it down. I can't say where's he at? He there. I told her that we're gonna, I think, you know, my organization is my organization. Yeah, we're doing that one. Oh, okay. Okay, go this way. Oh, she right here. And I'll bring my friend. Oh, right there in the back. I've been glad to go. I just glad to go. I had a cold. Yeah. But I didn't know. And they were without. They were spaced out the whole time. I was like, so I gave my ticket to the other person. They didn't want to. They ain't nothing with them.
Testing one, two. We'll be a few minutes. We're just waiting on the clerk to arrive. You ready? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That I'm aware of. Me neither. Pending documentation. So we'll see how it goes. If it don't, it don't. All right, I'm ready when you are. Yeah. All right. You ready, Madam Clerk? You guys ready? 7:20. Good evening, everyone, and sorry for the delay. Madam Clerk, this meeting is now called to order. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis.
Present.
Trustee Williams. Here. Trustee Jenkins Bell. Present. Trustee Folger.
Here.
Trustee Thompson.
Present.
Trustee Brooks. Present. Mayor Rubin.
I'm here, Madam Clerk. Let's please stand for our pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice to all. We need to table them. Is there a motion to table the minutes? Moved by Brooks, second by Lewis. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Votes aye. Votes aye.
Trustee Williams.
Votes aye.
Trustee Jenkins Bell.
Votes aye.
Trustee Folger.
Votes aye.
Trustee Thompson.
Aye.
Trustee Brooks. Mayor Rubin.
Votes aye, Madam Clerk. All right. Are there any general public comments regarding any items on the consent agenda? If not, we'll proceed on to the general public. I didn't hear. I didn't see it.
Here it comes.
Yes, Mrs. Morgan.
Good evening, everybody. I'm asking similar questions to the last meeting, since we're, excuse me, since we're going to be talking about the authorization renewal of Blue Cross Blue Shield. I'll ask again, is the mayor and his family gonna be included on the Blue Cross Blue Shield? Yeah, it is. It says Blue Cross Blue Shield employee health insurance. You've been receiving insurance since 11/1/2019, which should not be. And since they're here to renew the insurance, I want to know, Ms. Scott, if the mayor will be put, he and his family, which they do not belong on it, is are the residents going to have to pay for their health care? And please don't tell me that about HIPAA. No, I'm HIPAA. My tax dollars go towards that. And let me just ask this also. Mr. Rudez, when you sign for liquor license, does your signature go on it, or does Ms. Scott's signature? If I can have those two questions answered.
I'll respond at a later date. Thank you for your questions. Anybody else have any items to address on this agenda? She's the only one? Okay. Thank you for your questions, Mrs. Morgan. Any council members, would you like to have anything considered separately from the consent agenda? Yes, go ahead, trustee.
I have one more question. I forgot all about this.
Which item is that, ma'am?
This is on TIF 1 and 2. Many years ago, when we attended the meetings, TIF 1 and TIF 2 had closed. We're talking about 15 years ago. Why are we closing something that was already closed? And please, can you give the amount that is being closed? You talked about it at the last meeting, but we never heard any monies that was being closed. TIF 1 and 2 has been closed for, I would think, about 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. And while I'm asking questions, maybe if Chris can answer, if you choose to. Can you give us the amount? The amount that's being closed, and what brought on now TIF 1 and 2 being re-closed. I don't understand that. I attend all of the meetings. We're talking about 37 years. And I'm just asking, I think, legitimate questions about the business of this village. So nobody's going to answer?
They don't have to answer now. They can respond at a later date. And I think that's what everybody's chosen to do. So thank you so much, so kindly, for your great questions. Greatly appreciate them. All right. Trustee Lewis?
I motion to table F.
You know, not,
Okay.
go ahead. Just remove it. Not, you remove it right now. So isn't F2A also related to F3C? No. All right, that's it. just for the record, just need to tighten up on some language, that's all.
Yes, Mayor. Mayor, I would like to pull F2J, F2K, F2L, F2M, and F2N. To be considered later.
If you, so if no one else has any items to pull, then the appropriate motion would be to approve consent agenda items and reading them minus the ones that trustees have asked to be pulled. J, K, L, and M, and N. So you should read a motion to approve consent agenda. Right, minus. Correct, right.
I make a motion to approve F2B, F2C, F2D, F2E, F2F, F2G, F2H, and F2I. Votes aye.
Votes aye.
Both aye.
Trustee Jenkins Bell. Trustee Williams.
Both aye.
Trustee Lewis.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Mayor, will these items be discussed, the items that have been pulled tonight?
Yes,
or?
these items that except item F2A. F2A will not be discussed tonight. There needs to be some additional language tied up with that one. So that will not be discussed. Everything else will be discussed tonight for clarity and understanding. Then we can move on out of here. Okay. So, is there a motion with F2A to have? Yeah, we did that. We pulled it. Okay, we need a motion for F2A to be.
I motion for F2.
We need a second for Trustee Lewis. Second. We need a second. No, your motion was just to pull this consider separately, but we didn't do a motion and a second on your item.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I was just waiting on the clerk, because I have experience now, wait on the clerk, because she's ready to write. I don't want this to go wrong.
I'm just trying to get some clarity.
I know, right.
What's
So
a motion?
we said,
Which-
just waiting on you.
Which motion? Because if you're just pulling it for discussion tonight,
No,
Okay, see,
so, but you just approved consent agenda items. So the next thing, now that's done. Now you have to go separately to each of the motions that you pull. So what are we doing with each of those motions? So the first one, F2A, are you tabling
We're
it?
tabling that.
We're
We're gonna
Right,
table.
so then there should be a
Okay.
motion to table F2A,
thank
and
you.
then, right.
So there's a motion by Lewis. We need a second to her motion to table it.
I'll second.
Second by,
Hold on, too many people talking.
second by trustee Sonia
Trustee Lewis,
Thompson.
Thompson.
okay. Made the motion. Okay,
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
okay. Thank you.
Congratulations to everyone in the audience. We look forward to having you in the community. Thank you so much.
Trustee Brooks, this is to table F2A.
Both sides.
Trustee Thompson,
Aye.
trustee Fulcher,
Both sides.
trustee Jenkins Bell,
Both sides.
trustee Williams,
Both sides.
trustee Lewis.
Both sides.
Okay, any other items?
Okay, now we're at J. All right, trustee Thompson, this is what you want to discuss, item F2J, which is a motion authorizing changing the village's property and casualty insurance broker of record.
Yeah, so do we have any other, informations about some other broker that's gonna do something different? That's the first question.
So I would like to have 3 brokers present next month.
Okay, then let me say this. So if our financial reporting is not, how it should be, and maybe our credit rating might be not so good, and then our liabilities are high, I don't understand what the difference is gonna be. How can you say how do you know it's gonna be better?
Well, the communication hopefully will improve. I've had staff reach out about certs of liability. They had to contact me because they weren't getting it. I think for 2 years in a row now, I haven't had a meeting with Cliff prior to him presenting, although he did tell me he had a meeting with some of the trustees where the actual deductible was set, and he told me the trustees made that decision, and that shouldn't be a trustee decision with only a few trustees. The other issue is, just like Brown and Brown sits down with me every year and presents, I've never in my life had a broker never reach out to me to meet with me prior to presenting to the board. So those are real issues that are concerning. Also, how do you know that we're getting the best price? We have never reviewed any other broker, to my knowledge. I believe that Cliff has been here, he can correct me if I'm wrong, since around 2018 or 19. So that is of concern to me. This is the first or second largest contract that the village gives out. So I have concerns about that. If people on the board can nitpick about $10,000 and $50,000, people should be concerned about $1 million contract. And I'm simply asking that we be conscious of taxpayer money and allow brokers to present. And there's people who could probably explain at the next meeting, including brokers, about the process when you go out for market, and how if a broker goes out, you can lock it up so that when other brokers try to go out and get quotes, it's an issue. That's why I asked for certain years of records of loss report, and that is one of the ways that we're able to go out to get other quotes. But every year, Cliff presents in the 11th hour. That's concerning to me as well. What that does is it puts the village in a position where a chokehold, essentially, where we have to sign with him again and again. So I don't see any reason why we would have an issue with being fiscally responsible with taxpayer money and letting people, just like any other thing where people tell me that they want 3 presenters, why that's an issue now.
That was not part of my questions, but before we make this decision, don't you think we need to have some other information, board members, don't you think we need to have some other information before we just make this decision?
Well, seeing, like I said, for 2 years in a row, we voted on contracts that I never got to review, discuss, get advice from brokers. I have concerns about that, and I'm going to speak the truth.
So my question would be to Mr. Taylor. So being you're a broker, and I dealt with brokers, agents, producer. I worked for producer marketing for many years at Blue Cross. So when you go out and shop around, you're getting the best price possible for us. Am I hearing that correctly? Yes.
I don't go out to block the markets. I am your broker. It's my job to go out to all of the markets at renewal time to try to get the best rate. So it's not blocking the market, it means I'm actually doing my job. I'm going out to the market. It's my job as the broker to go out to the market and go to the entire marketplace. So we do that. So we have our pre-meetings with our underwriting companies. Then we have our other meetings to see what type of plan we can put the village in, who's interested, who's not, because this market changes constantly. I can remember back in 2019, 2020, where I was able to go to 16 markets. By 2022, we was only able to go to 5. I'm sorry. Okay. So, oh, no, I better talk about this. So, yeah, the thing is, markets have changed. The market is constricted. But every year we go out to every market that will entertain the village to make sure we're getting the best rate. And I can guarantee you that's what I do all the time. And I have an open door. I've always felt I had a good operation of communication. So I'm not understanding that, but whatever has to be improved will be improved.
So if another agent or broker came in here, basically, are they gonna pretty much offer what you're offering? Is kind of like what I'm hearing.
Yes, so we go to the same markets. This is not like you go into Geico or Progressive. That's, you know, you see them on the commercials. There's not that many markets out there for municipal insurance. That is a niche market. So we go out to all the markets. So anything that I get, another broker will go out there and do the same thing. That's why, as we discussed at the last meeting, we're going out, we're going to be running over each other and tripping over each other. Going to the same, and now it's not, to me, it's not a good time with the renewal to be going around there, because the underwriters are not going to take you serious when you got 3 and 4 brokers going to them for the same stuff. They want someone who they know has a relationship. And that's very important in this industry. And we have the relationship, we know the village, we know how the village is running. And I can guarantee you that what you have now is the best that the village can do.
And when does this term, this policy?
December 16th is the renewal.
Of this year, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, thank you for giving me that clarity, because I'm trying to.
And to clarify too, in terms of the timeliness of the renewals, like I said, we started this process in August. When the underwriters are ready to start looking at this, they start looking at it. One of the biggest battles I've been having with getting numbers released right now is because our financials are so old. The audited financial report I have right now is for 2020. So they're looking at 5 years audited financials, trying to determine if the village is solvent enough to have the insurance program. That's a big hurdle for me, but I'll still be able to get the numbers. I just got to go up another level with the management in order to get them. But that's something that has to be corrected as we move on in the years too, to get caught up on them, because that will eventually be a problem when they cannot see how the village is actually running, to see if you can solve it to be in this type of program.
Is the market seeing a huge increase at this time?
We'll see increases all over. So I would imagine there will be an increase. I hope to have numbers this week. I will imagine there will be an increase, especially staying in the SIR program that we're in at that $100,000. That is the entry level point for a SIR program. Usually the minimum entry point is $250K. So that already limits our markets. Okay. We go to carriers to see if there is a fully insured market. We have not had one, there's only a handful. We haven't seen one that has wanted to take the village on for a fully first dollar insured market. So we meet with them before we start going to market, so I don't waste my time talking to them. I want to talk to the markets that are interested in us.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Thank you.
Trustee Jenkins.
Yeah, this is a question.
We talked about in the last board meeting, what is the rush is the number. I know we have 45 days, but we need to, I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, we need the RFQs and the RFPs and the presenters to do so. So I'm looking on the agenda and that is not included, and that's what we agreed upon in the last meeting to include this. So I'm looking at, we need to slow the train and we need to take our time and make sure that we're making the correct decision. But we also need to hear from other brokers. I mean, that's fair to the board, that's fair to the residents, and this is where we're at with this. So, you know, I can't imagine us not being able to be shopped anywhere. I mean, if they're all looking, it's the same little pool of insurance companies. So I think that we need to, I don't understand the part where we just want to change the broker of record, but not get another insurance company to go with the change of the broker of record. So in my opinion, leave the broker of record until we bring the other insurance companies in to present. That's where, with the RFQs and the RFPs, that has to be done. That's not an option.
That is correct, trustee. I am asking the board to consider so that we can have other people come and present. Because if everybody was the same, why are there different brokers? So I'm just simply asking for the opportunity, and if Cliff is the best next month after presenting, then we can
Right.
stick with him.
Yes, I think we should let them come in and present, as well as Mr. Taylor. And also, I want to say this, the last time that Mr. Taylor was here, we do owe him an apology for the way he was treated. Mr. Taylor is from what I've seen and what I know, he's a very upstanding citizen in his village, in the Southland area. He makes sure that our children are taken care of. I don't know if you guys remember, it was a hurricane down in Mexico somewhere where he had took the children for a trip and they were stranded. And that spoke volumes to his character, because the children ate, they were safe, and they returned. So when you have people that come in that are good standing citizens in our community, we have to give them the respect that they deserve. And we have to separate the two, and they should never be put together. So I do extend an apology to Mr. Taylor from his last visit.
Thank you. Couple things. I just like the trustees. Probably Trustee Williams have a better idea when it comes to how it works with the brokers. In my swearing in, that little boy that was running around that looked just like me, his grandma is an underwriter. And I just want to be honest that I'm listening to us and we making it seem like it's easy. And she don't like to be, first of all, they all hate politics. They don't like, they were there because they love Theopolis Theo Brooks. But when it comes to supporting, they won't ever put their name or company or who they are out there. But one thing is for sure, she works for one of those companies that did deny University Park. One reason why that we keep getting these type of results, and she works for a major company that's a good insurer. Cliff just said something that's very true. Our AFRs have not been done since 2020, and that's a fact. That's a fact, and it's going to run into a problem. Yeah, a lot of ding ding at the door. Can you hear me? Okay. I just would like this to be clear and understood. I heard about Cliff is not doing this and doing that. I just wanted to be clear. Cliff been here since 2019. And one reason why we were able to get some of the things we were done is that sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. And right now, from what I was told, not from Cliff, but what I was told from that little boy's grandma, is that when our books are not in order, we're not going to get too many good ratings because they don't trust this village. And so I'm not going to go with who Cliff is and any of that. I just feel we're at the point that in 45 days, he explained what he's going to do. And I'm going to be honest, she's an underwriter. If three brokers come to her, she's going to give only one broker a quote, whether it's denial, whatever it's going to be. She's not going to deal with the other two. It's a waste of time because it's becoming an unprecedented thing that they see. So I'm just being honest that that's what we're about to bump into, is that if he goes to, I don't have the, say like one of the insurers that we may have went to that we have been approved. If one approved, they're not going to turn around. He may get the approval, but the other two may not get a response. So it turns into a mess. So if we're already in a position where I'm saying is that I think Trustee Jenkins did say sometime I feel like it was rushed. And then on top of it, I did hear Trustee Jenkins said, let's pull this last meeting. So I didn't think this was going to be back on the agenda. My mind was somewhere, but I did hear Trustee Jenkins Bell say, pull this. So I didn't know it was put back on the agenda to change. I thought I heard it. I'm just saying I thought I heard her say she would pull it, and so I didn't think that it would be on the agenda. But I just prefer the safe route. It wasn't an issue. There were other trustees that were here before now, and I'm just going to be honest. They were here before now, and they had no problem before Ms. Scott even came, and even after Ms. Scott came. There was 4 votes for the trustee then, and that trustee said, if it ain't broke, why fix it? I don't know if Trustee Jenkins remember that. We was even on Zoom. That conversation came up in 2019. If something's not broke, why fix it? Ms. Scott has some issues. Cliff Taylor said if there's a problem, we can fix it. But, you know, to me, at this point, with 45 days to go, I'm sticking with the fact that we haven't filed our annual financial report since 2020. We're about to run into a brick wall. If this is what we want to do as a board, I'm at the point that I sound like the mayor. Let the board speaks, but let's make sure that every time we make a decision, I have been here where decisions was made, and it may not bite us in the butt this particular meeting, and one side seemed like they have won, but then later down the line, there's a consequence where we may not even have insurance. And I'm just being honest. And I'm just saying, if Cliff, I think he even mentioned that with the reports, he's even willing to go upper management. I prefer to have somebody do that than someone coming in trying to say, hey, I'm one of 3 brokers. Take me because it's someone's preference. So I yield my time and I'm done with it.
Let me just say this. As far as I know, our financials are good. Well, they're a lot better than 2016, 17, 18, all those years. I mean, we are in a surplus and not in the red. No, I'm just serious. Trustee Brooks, you know, under Jonna Thompson and under Lafayette Lanier and under all those different managers, I think we went through about 6 different ones at one time. And our ratings sucked. And we could barely get anything. And you know that for a fact. Because I would be at those finance meetings. Sometime you and Curtis would join us and we would hear. So we were way below. And that's why we could only get a $600,000 policy for a whole village. Who does that? What can $600,000 do? So, all I know, I'm not saying our financials are perfect, but I am saying they're a lot better than what they were. We are getting in revenue now, and we are doing things, and that's not to sideswipe what Cliff is doing. I'm just saying the financials are better than what they were, and you have to admit that they are.
Can I, Trustee, just to respond on your time, my point is that that's not the meat of the argument. The meat of the argument is that there are obligations that we're supposed to have, and just this weekend, and actually we even have we had someone come up to the podium. It's true. It's even listed. You know, our annual financial reports have not been filed since 2020. And I'm not saying that it's bad, but I do understand, and I'm glad that the Conspira Group is working on it. Even though, I'm gonna be honest, the Conspira Group, what they're doing now was not what they were originally hired for when we hired the Conspira Group. But my point is that from someone on the outside looking in, is that when those facts are brought to them that we have not filed since 2020, and we have claims, that includes lawsuits up the yin yang that we may have to pay out, that is an important factor when it comes to this, and it's more business than personal. And like I said, that it's just more of what we need to be obligated to and what we were supposed to do. And I yield my time.
Trustee.
The village, I've only been here since May. You know, I had a 2-year hiatus. And the thing about this is that I came in the first time in 2019, and our finances were in an uproar. They were horrible. They were horrible. Our audits were not done. We were in deep mess, if you know what I mean. And we had residents screaming and yelling for years about the village's finances. And the thing about this is that we had a village manager, and she did, I guess, the best that she can do. But we do have a new village manager. And I can say this, we're much better off. We're doing okay. Our streets are getting done. Things are happening. The village is moving in the right direction. If you come and she is very conscientious about the taxpayers' dollars and making sure that the taxpayers are taken care of. And so with that being said, and her wanting to look into this insurance policy thing, it's not personal. It was what was necessary for her to watch the taxpayers' dollars and to get the 3 bids that we should have gotten in the beginning, and we didn't do it. So unfortunately, we have to backtrack, make sure we do everything legal, because that's legal. It has nothing to do with personality and the way you feel about an individual. It's about the legalities that exist with state regulation. And so we're trying to do things right, just, and good, so we can move this village in the right direction for generations to come. So I have to say that, you know, 2020 is not what I've heard from Mr. Marabali. I'm shocked to hear something like that. And we need to hear from the other insurance companies and see what they say when it comes down to this, because I'm not an insurance broker. I don't know all of the ins and outs of insurance. So we have to make sure that we're making the right decisions and make sure that we're doing, you know, we have to listen to the village manager. She does day-to-day operations. And we have to respect some of the decisions that she makes, no matter whether we agree or disagree. But these are things that need to be done to put this village, the train moving in the right direction. So we won't be set back years from now. This is only following a script. That's it. And if Mr. Taylor brings back the best responsible quote, guess what? We move from there. It's just doing what the law, the state law requires us to do. We can't do it the University Parkway anymore, just doing it the way we want to do it. Any kind of way we want to do it. We just gonna do it. And that makes absolutely no sense. Because this is why we're doing what we want to do. We have all these lawsuits that we got to deal with. Because we're doing what we want to do. And this is not what we want to continue. Because we do have money in our coffers. I don't know if you guys have had the opportunity to sit down with Mrs. Scott and find out what's in the bank and how it got there and what we're going to do with what we have. Those are conversations that need to be had. So yes, the Finance Committee is going to sit with the board and we're going to discuss our finances and we will find out where we stand in this village financially under the leadership of Ms. Scott.
Mr. Marabelli, may I ask Mr. Marabelli, when last time we filed our AFRs? And then after that, I yield my time. I don't want to talk no more.
So the last one that has been filed with the comptroller is April 2020. When the village brought us in, you guys had not filed any audits since 2008. So the first one in the new firm was 2016. From 2016 and 2020 was when you guys had the most one. So April of 2020 was when that audit was filed for fiscal year 2016. After that, you guys had filed in the last 5 years the fiscal 16 all the way through fiscal 20 audits. Fiscal year 21 audits should be coming soon.
And then you have to think, you just said the audits hadn't been done when?
See, that's what I want.
And we got insurance.
What were those years, Mr. Marabelli?
April of 2020 was fiscal year 2016 audit, and then after that, 1 second.
And you said from 2008, that's what really got my attention.
Yep.
Still got insurance, and we're not as far behind now. We're not going to be comparable.
I don't think so.
No.
Go ahead.
August of 2020 was the 17 audit. The 18 audit was January of 21. The 19th audit was June of 21. 28th audit was February of 24.
Okay, thank you. Let's make something clear here. I asked them for that because I clearly know. But Ms. Scott, let me explain something to you before you grab the mic and do that again. Again, when that did happen, he got us insurance. He got us insurance. He came in, they were running around, and I'm going to say this again, it was self-insured. He come in, he did what he needed to do. Now, if you don't want him, I understand. But let me say something. When I sit up here and I know what I seen and I know what I saw and I know what I did, and the reason why I make that point is because when the mayor, when we was in the office with Ernestine Beck-Fookham, it was a mistake. And Mayor, remember when it was a mistake on the 2016, John Pate was the village manager and there was a transition in and it was taken care of then. That's how I know what was done correctly because Ms. E was there when that happened. So I do know, I do the mistake. And surprisingly, yeah, listen to me, in the mayor's office. But I was in the office when that was corrected even then. But insurance was done. He was the broker. I yield my time.
So let me just say this. Everybody says that we were self-insured. I'm the only one that's sitting up here that was elected in 2008 to now. So I thought we were covered by man insurance at one time, if I'm not mistaken. And that's who covered us. I don't know when Mr. Taylor came because I just kept him aboard when I got elected as the mayor in 2019. So I don't know about this not 16, 17, and 18. I wasn't in public office, but I know. Yeah, all right. So, but yeah, because we did have this company by the name of Man. I do remember Yeah, we
I
have.
just wanted to make a statement. So, Chris, you were stating that the audits wasn't done from 2008 all the way up into 2009. It just happened like in 2019. That's not true. Audits were complete. Audits were done. They just was not presented. And different auditors did the audits. And then based off of their results, it wasn't acceptable. So another auditor came in to do those audits. So audits were done. Yes, audits were done, and they were done by different auditors. And then during the time period when the audits wasn't in as they say, favorable, then we ended up paying for additional people to come and do audits. So we've had auditors come in and do the same year. I think it was 3 different auditors that came in. So we've had people come in, and audits were done. It's just they was not accepted, and they were never, as I say, some of them were presented to the board, and some of them were not. So I just wanted to make that clear because you made a statement saying since 2008 to 2020, the first time that those audits were done started in 2019 or 17, and that's not true.
So audits can be done, but they have to be accepted by the state. So you can
It's
do as
accepted by
many-
the state, but they have to also be presented to the board. Some of them
the
were
most
presented to the
important
board.
thing- Right, and after they're presented to the board, they have to be accepted by the state. The problem was they weren't accepted by the state, so that's
Right.
not considered a completed audit.
They were not accepted because of they were not in I can't remember which one is favorable. I don't remember the 3
And if
terms.
they're
It's
not
3
accepted, they're not-
favorable,
they're not
unfavorable,
considered
and
done. They have to be
whatever.
accepted by
So
the state.
I understand that, but they were done. It's just that they was not in good standing for the village. It didn't look good on the village of the result from the auditors, but they were done.
At that time, Mayor Covington will say they were not done. She said when she came in, and when Lafayette Lanier, Johnny Townsend, Inye, Bola, you name it, they were not done. They were not put through. We did the forensic. We paid $1 million to Irma Holloway Beck, or whatever her last name was at that time. So if they were done, they should have been presented, because at that time we weren't getting motor fuel tax or any of the things that we see that we're having now. So I just know what happened when I was here in this room, and I can pull those old tapes, and she said it when she was sitting in that seat. Now, if she changed the story, that's something new to me. But I know at that time, they were not up to date, and they were not done.
They were done. I'm stating that they were done. It just was not in a favorable position for
Then
the
what
village.
good is it being done
It was
if it's
not in the
presented?
favorable position for the village. So the village went out and paid for additional auditors to come in to redo what was already done in order to help with the financial standing of the village. So I was just making a statement because he was saying that audits was not done. I'm saying audits were done. They were done. They just was not in a good standing. So it did not bring a good light on University Park.
Which year, trustee, are you talking about?
Say it again.
Which years are you saying that they were done and were not accepted?
Look, I'm not gonna go, I gotta go through it. I'm not gonna say a number because I don't wanna be incorrect.
Because
But
I was here.
I understand you were here, but I also looked at the financials and I pay attention to what's going on with the financials and with the budgets and with the audits. So as for that information, they were done. They just was not in good standing. So auditors came in, a different auditor was brought in to do those audits. So I will bring that information back at the next meeting, just to be clear with that. I just don't want it to be put out there to say that audits was not done. They were done. They just wasn't good. They wasn't good.
It's
They wasn't
funny,
favorable.
She said it many a time that they were not done. And
I've heard that from many of them.
We had Mr. Jones sitting
I've
right there.
heard that from many of them, but I also seen the audits and I also saw what the auditors reported.
I see.
It's just
I
they
came,
have not.
I went, I
And
saw.
that's the same way with
I
the
came, I
2020
see, I
audit.
went,
It's the same way with the, I was talking, I'm just saying. It's the same way with the 2020 audit. It was put out there, but it was never brought to the village for the board to approve it. So we can say that about as many of them. That one wasn't brought to the board to approve as well.
And what year
And I
did you
yield my
say
time.
your husband came in? At what year? Was he our treasurer? When did he start? No, I'm trying to understand. Information was not discussed before. And when I asked some of those questions, it was a blank. So I'm just trying to get a better picture of what happened, because I know for a fact who was the manager, who was sitting in that chair, and who many a time said the same thing over and over. Like a broke record, put the needle on the record already.
Okay, everybody got that out the system? Because we can't continue moving, looking backwards. So what are we gonna do, board? Are we going to have competitive bids?
Competitive bids, absolutely.
What are we doing with this motion? So what do you guys, what's the pleasure of the board to do with this broker of record? There's a motion to table by Trustee Brooks. There's a second by Trustee Sonia Jenkins. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk. And this is to table.
Item F2J.
2J?
F2J.
Okay. Trustee Sonia Jenkins Bell. Thompson.
Aye.
Mm-hmm. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Brooks.
Full side.
This is to table.
Trustee Thompson.
Both sides of the table.
Trustee Fulcher.
Both sides.
Trustee Jenkins Bell. Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Lewis.
Both sides of the table.
I'm sorry. Mayor Rudin.
Votes no to table.
Okay.
Let me be the odd one tonight. Votes no to table. Thank you so much. Okay. Trustee Thompson, item 2K.
Okay, this is the motion granting authorization for the charging of administrative fees for TIF 1 and TIF 2. And so, when were TIF 1 and TIF 2 closed? Don't you?
TIF 1, right. I'm sorry, TIF 1 was March 1st of 2009, and TIF 2 was December 22nd of 2010. And I sent this to the board, but TIF 1 was closed March 1st of 2009, and TIF 2 was closed on December 22nd of 2010.
The village, just as an FYI, the village had closed those two TIFs in their audits back between 2014 and 2015. You guys never updated your books to reflect the fact that you guys closed those two TIFs in your audits.
Okay, so,
That's what you.
okay.
So that's why you look at.
So if the audit that includes the closing of these two TIFs,
And they've been incorporated into your general fund ever since then. That's why if you look at your.
I wasn't finished, Chris. I wasn't finished, Chris. Let me ask the whole thing. I don't want to forget what I'm trying to say. So if it was closed 2009 and 2010, and the audit was when?
So
2014, you said?
your audit of 2014, 2015 closed TIF 1 and TIF 2. The audits that have been issued since then have reported it in the general fund, those balances. But you've never actually closed them on your own village book, so that way they're no longer on there. If you look at my financial statements, you will notice on page 20, we still show them on there as TIF 1 and TIF 2. But in the audited financial statements for either fiscal year 20 or prior, you will notice that they are not there. There is no footnote, no chart for TIF 1 or TIF 2 because the village back in 2014, 2015 had already closed them. They just haven't actually updated their own book. So part of what I'm doing with these administrative fees is to get them off your guys' book so that you guys can match your village books to your audited books. Because right now, you guys don't have them matching. What your auditors do every year is they absorb them into combined general fund number.
Okay, so the fiscal year, the administrative fee and the fiscal year amount, this money was never, what are you saying? The money was never what?
The money for the administrative fees has not been charged. You had in prior fiscal year for TIF 2, you guys did do an entry report administrative fees in fiscal year 05, and then in fiscal year 06, you reversed it out.
So on the documentation you gave goes back to 1988, and all these administrative fees were never charged?
From what I see in your guys' books, which the earliest available I have is 05, you guys charged in 05 administrative fees, and then in 06, you guys did a reversing entry. My guess, because it doesn't give me any details in the entry, is because what your auditor said is they didn't accept it and they reversed it out. But you guys have also, in your guys' most recent audit, you already have closed it. The only place that TIF 1 and TIF 2 exist from a statutory standpoint is on the village's books. And from an audited perspective, you guys have already closed it. It does not exist from an audit standpoint. If you guys look at your audited financial statements, you do not see TIF 1 or TIF 2 in existence because it has been closed for over 4 years.
So if we vote no, then what happens?
Then it stays on there and we continue having this, and then your auditors will continue to consolidate it into your general fund. I'm just trying to reduce my work level and match your books to exactly what you guys are actually having reflected on the audit.
So I'm not an accountant, so let me ask you this then. So for something that's already been audited back in 2014, 2015, it was never charged. This is 2025. I don't know how that works if it's already been audited.
Because I'm not doing it backwards from the audit. I can charge, the village has the ability to charge administrative fees even back to the inception of the TIF. That is within the statutory rule. So that is what we are doing here. Then what will happen on the financial statements for TIF 1 and TIF 2, you see interfund balances of due from and due to. TIF 1 has a due to of $150,000 and change. TIF 2 has a interfund balance of $1.2 million. The administrative fees for both far exceed both dollar amounts for each of the two different TIFs. What will happen is, assuming the board approves it, effective April 30th, those two balances will be eliminated because the subsequent motions on here will close these TIFs effective April 30th, which is the reason why we're doing this is just so that way I can do the journal entries opposed to the books, because you guys have already done this back in 2014, 2015 when you guys closed the TIF and their auditors closed them out. You guys never updated your own village books. I, to update your village books accordingly, would like a board action, because I don't want the idea is that we're just closing it without the board being aware of what's happening. You guys did this in 2014-15. You guys just didn't update your book. That's effectively what happened. 2014-2015, you guys already closed both TIFs and you eliminated them from financial reporting purposes. You guys just haven't updated your own book. I'm asking for authority to record journal entries to effectively do what you guys authorized in 2014-2015.
No, you had your public comments. Thank you, ma'am.
So, Chris, is this more of an administrative move? It wouldn't have anything to do with
not dollars,
bank accounts.
Because your cash balance is already in from a financial reporting statement. The cash balances of the TIF are already in your general fund. From a audited financial statement perspective, it's already there.
From the TIF that.
Yes, from TIF 1 and TIF 2, because they've already been closed from an audit perspective. I want to close it on your guys' book, and I don't want to just do that without board notification and approval. Yes, they're all the same concept. Yeah. Now, there is one item on there is the permanent transfers, the forgiveness of interfund balances. The only difference with that is, like your golf course, you have on there that the golf course owes the general fund $10 million. Well, the golf course, we don't foresee in the next 5 years having that kind of cash to pay it back. So let's start from fresh when the village is truly operating the golf course. That would be the only difference of the rest of the items on the agenda from the ones that I'm talking.
So, when you say, I turned my head for a second. I'm getting old. You said golf course, but you were talking about something that's another agenda item, right? Okay, good. Okay. But this, you're saying, is somewhat similar to what you're trying to do as far as on the books.
This brings us up to speed. And there's no financial dollars involved. It's administrative.
It just matches your guys' own books to your guys' audited financial statement.
I'm gonna say this because it pretty much the rest of the items is probably gonna be the same result.
It is.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It is. Yeah. And I see it's gonna be the same result. So I might as well just speak for the rest of them. But this is for this, because I'm gonna give the same answer all 4 times. Chris, I hear you. But there's a small trust factor that I have a trustee, not at you per se, but the way we as a village make a decision to handle business. I'm going to say this again. I thought I was doing the right thing. When the mayor came in, we had, I think, about 600,000. We were slowly creeping back in the right place. John Pate was in charge, and we were creeping in the right place. And I think we took out a tar loan or something of the sort. But I just want to make it clear that even that day, and I don't know how Trustee Jenkins felt, but I'm sorry, we have not made good decisions, and that FBI agent and I've talked to him since then, but I'm just saying that day, a man telling you what you know you're not supposed to do, and when he looks at you, he don't give a damn who I'm married to, what car I drive, how long I work. When they see something and they say, you all are not supposed to do this, first word in my mind is, Don't indict me. I was just trying to do the right thing because someone told me it's the right thing to do. And I think a lot of board members have been misguided. Not saying that you were misguided, but I think Trustee Jenkins and myself in that room was kind of shocked that day because that was $1.3 million we switched. That was $1.3 million that day, that year. But I will say since then, we have been on the right path. But when it came to those books, that what you're speaking about and some of the words you're using, I heard come out of his mouth. So I just get a little nervous of saying yes, because here's one thing I know. He ain't finished. He's not finished. He's not finished. You may not see him walk through here with an FBI jacket on, but he had 15 agents that worked on our books. And he was not pleased at what he see. But since then, you're probably the only competent person I've ever seen work on our books. So I'll say that. But I'm just nervous and skeptical because you mentioned golf course. And even then, yeah, $10 million. They were robbing that thing. I think each year it was like at least one. When I ran in 2009, it was at least 1.9 million in debt. Then they were just below. It just people were doing whatever they want out of that golf course. They were doing whatever. They were running around. And it is an active investigation against that golf course. We know. And really, I don't care if they looking right now on the camera. Because they taking their damn time. I wish they would close it out. For real. Don't wait until something happened or you have one little question and they'll call you. Trust me, they'll call you every day. 8 in the morning. Karen Brooks hated it. She hates it. And they have no problem riding to your house and they ask you, please do not disclose this. But the only reason why is that I spoke about it recently. And I did say I'm frustrated about our village finances and certain things that's happening. So I'll say to you, sir, that I believe you. I'm just concerned. I'm going to think on this for a hot second. I'm just concerned because some of the things that you say you want to do, and I hear what you want to do, and I'm thinking, if you do it, will this last and make us okay? If something happens and you have an agent come in or a finance of the government come in and they take a look and say, Chris did it right. That's all I really want. Matter of fact, that's my magic question. If somebody come in here right now, we vote yes on this, can they come in and say, Chris Marabelli did it right? Okay. Now, listen, I asked Chris. Yeah, I want to hear from Chris for the record. You say yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Because really at the end of the day, I'm not going to give you the opinion how they feel about feel about trustees and mayors. They feel like they always think it's a conspiracy with us. It's politics to get fatter, and I don't see how we getting fatter off TIF 2 being closed on the books. But I heard you, and I appreciate it. I yield my time, Mayor.
I have to.
Go ahead, trustee.
So for this agenda item, I do not agree. This is fictitious numbers. There's no actual receipts. There's no proof. Going all the way back to what you say, 1987. This is just made up. So it was just the number saying, okay, this is what we're going to start with, $30,000 a year, and we're going to do 3% interest every year based off of inflation. Inflation wasn't 3% every year, first off. And hardly to say that the expenses back in 1987 was starting at $30,000. $30,000 in 1987 is different than $30,000 in 2025. So there's no way, you provided no evidence, no proof that administrative fees was being taken out. To forgive that, to say, oh, we're just going to wipe it away for TIFs that closed in 2009 and 2010, and we're talking about it, even if it wasn't taken out, as you say, the audit from 2014 to 2015, there's no way that we should be forgiving this information. To say that we're just gonna wipe it, to charge it off administrative for TIF 1 and TIF 2. I don't see how any board member would agree that that's acceptable where there's no proof. This is just made up information to say that we did not receive administrative fees. Administrative fees was not taken out. That's what I'm stating. And that goes for the rest of them because money has been taken out of each one of these TIFs. Money has been taken out, if we just to go into the next items. Money has been taken out the motor fuel tax. Money has been taken out to be used for other things other than what it was supposed to be used for. And now to say we're just going to forgive that, no, we should not be just forgiving it. It should be, first off, more information. This is just brought up 2 weeks ago just as a conversation. Now you want us to vote on it? These are major issues that need to be addressed and looked into a little more than just, okay, it saves me time, it makes it easier for me. That's not an acceptable answer to me, nor response to say that is easier.
First of all, I am not doing anything with MFT or
No,
anything.
no, I'm saying, I think it was the,
So there's only 2 tips on
no, I'm going through the other
the other
items.
There are only tip 1 and tip 2 that we're talking about, administrative fees and then forgiveness and then closure.
The interfund balances, that's what I'm referring to. I had to go through all of those.
Tip 1 and tip 2 are the only ones on there.
You got the debt services.
Debt service fund is on there, but those are not restricted funds. So the only ones on there that we are talking that are restricted funds that are related to those would be TIF 1 and TIF 2. There's nothing on here for MFT forgiveness.
Wait a minute, somebody brought that up. Who brought that up? Somebody had just brought that up.
No.
Huh? No, I thought one of them had said it and it was talked about. The TIFs I'm talking about for agenda item for F2K, the administrative fees, which I already stated about the administrative fees, there's no proof or information about that. So to say that, okay, y'all don't show it, you can't show it to me either. Motion approving authorization and forgiveness of, I don't know if we should be talking about all of them, but they all kind of intertwine with one another. Is basically saying let's clean up the books and get all this off the books,
All of those items.
regardless of the reason why they was like that in the first place, where money was taken out of those accounts to be used for other things and was never put back.
So we'll address all of the items on the interfund forgiveness. There is the debt service fund. The way that is funded is you have a levy for property taxes that is used to cover principal and interest. If there's not enough property taxes, the general fund makes up the difference. There will never be an additional levy to pay that back. So what you guys can do is leave it on the books for all eternity, and that is the only other option, because the debt service fund will never have any other revenue stream to make that principal and interest payment. That is debt service is on for forgiveness. The other one is Community Development Assistance Program Fund. You guys don't use that fund for anything. There's no activity, no transactions. That is just on the books, and it just stays there doing nothing. That's section 3. Section 4 is, again, debt service. Same thing as the description was before. Section 5 is road and bridge.
That's the one I meant. I'm
road
sorry.
and bridge, the way
Road
you
and
guys
bridge.
have that set up is you guys have overexpended your road and bridge fund. You currently have on the books for your road and bridge fund, you guys have a negative $1 million deficit. You've overexpended it by over $1 million since its inception. You guys can continue to leave it on the books for over $1 million in negative, or we can put it to 0, and then moving forward, whatever comes in against what is expended, that will determine whether it's a surplus or deficit. That is part of what I am suggesting with the interfund forgiveness, is to get it off so it starts at basically a not 0, but 0 balance. Number 6 is the golf course. You guys have a golf course interfund balance.
And that's what I meant, not the M&T funds, I meant to say the road and bridge.
So road and bridge is not like MFT in the sense of the.
I know it's not, but I'm saying that's the fund that I was meant to mention, is the road and bridge, not the MFT funds. But the road and bridge, to say that we're under it is because, like I said, it was used for other stuff, because we already seen that over the past so many years, our road and bridges wasn't done.
Well,
so the money that was coming in was being used for other stuff.
Road and bridge, the way that fund works is there is a road and bridge that you guys get from property taxes.
Right.
What you guys receive, and then you guys have what you expend against it. Part of, if your expenses exceed the property taxes to come in for road and bridge, it goes into the negative. That's what's happened. You have had X dollars of property taxes come in, and you guys have overexpended it. That's what created a negative fund balance and an inner fund in which the general fund covered the difference of what you guys brought in versus what you guys expended. So that is what I'm asking for forgiveness, is to go and to get rid of the fact that you guys have in prior years overexpended your road and bridge fund. Because you guys have expended more than you brought in. As of July financial statement, your road and bridge fund has a inner fund balance of $1.7 million, which means that you guys have had less, you guys have subsidized the road and bridge fund by the general fund by $1.7 million.
So, trustee, listen, instead of going back and forth, points, let's just call for the vote on this to see what the pleasure is of the board.
Well, I stated how I feel. It's just all of this, I feel, is just
Okay.
information that was out there, like I was stating, that
All right.
no receipts for any of the information all the way back to 1987. And then some of those funds that was, you're talking about the road and bridge, our roads was not done for years, decades. So the money that was brought in to be put into that particular account was not used for what it's supposed to be used for. So it was used for other things. And even as of now, it's being used for administrative fees, for public works, all these different things, like it's being pulled from, instead of it being used for what it's supposed to be used for. So that's my statement, as to say that there's no way I would forgive this information, and I don't think that any of us should, because we have not seen any information to prove it.
Okay, so this is the motion. So we have item 2K, F, L, M, and M. We're on K, but they're all the same. They're all the same scenario anyway, each and every one of them. So,
Mr. Mayor.
yes, ma'am.
In 2K, we have two resolutions. One for closing of TIF 1, for TIF 1, one for TIF 2. Do we not need to do a roll call on those?
Yes, let's do a roll call. We need a, yes.
We need a motion.
We need a first and a second. Is there a motion?
For which one are we doing?
Go ahead, clerk.
Are we doing TIF 1 first and then come back for TIF 2?
We'll do TIF 1 first. Yeah.
Okay.
It's up to you guys, but let's go ahead and move this on. There's a motion by Trustee Lewis. Is there a second? Second by Trustee Jenkins Bell. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
This is for
TIF 1.
TIF 1.
To close.
Motion granting authorization.
For the charging of administrative fees.
Yes.
Okay.
For TIF 1.
Trustee Lewis.
Both sides.
Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Jenkins Bell.
Both sides.
Trustee Folger.
Votes no.
I'm sorry.
She said votes no.
She said votes no.
No?
Trustee Thompson.
Votes no.
Trustee Brooks.
Votes no.
Mayor Rudez.
Votes yes.
Mr. Mayor, that passes, and the resolution is OR 2025-27.
Okay, now let's do TIF number 2. Is there a motion for TIF 2?
So moved.
Moved by Lewis, second.
I'll second it.
Second by Williams. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis.
Both sides.
Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Jenkins Bell. Trustee Fulcher.
Votes no.
Trustee Thompson.
No.
Trustee Brooks.
No.
Mayor Rudis.
Votes aye, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Mayor, that carries, and that is resolution R 2025-28.
Okay. Thank you. Now, Trustee Thompson. Does that cover? No. You got F2L and M and N left.
Well, he really sort of answered. It's answered.
Hmm?
It's answered. It's answered.
Okay.
He answered any questions I would have had.
So I need I need a motion and a second then. Roll for F2, F2M, and F2L. I wish they put the L with the L on there. This looks like an I. F2L and F2M? Just F2L? Okay. All right. We need a motion for F2L. Motion approving the authorization and forgiveness of interfund balances for various funds.
Motion. So moved.
Moved by Lewis. Is there a second? Second by Jenkins Bell. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
A quick question for
Yes, sir.
Mayor Belly. Chris, I want to make sure I'm asking this right. Man, Mayor's laughing. He know what I'm gonna ask you. Is this for every transfer that came out of the TIF? Such as golf course? I want to put it for the record. Someone do the right thing. A lot of that money was taken out when we were broke and some money was being shuffled. I guess just the words of Miss E. I will not be a conduit of people's mess. That money should have been put back. And if we so much in the black, money should go back, especially for the golf course. Because people took road and bridge for payroll. They did whatever they want to back then. Even a guy come in at $5,000 a month to tell the director of public works to do. What kind of vice is that? It was money scheme. And they didn't even have the money to pay the man. I just want to make sure, for the record, Madam Clerk, I feel that way. I know why it was taken, and I want to make sure that it's on the record that I don't agree. If we have money, we should pay it back. I yield my time.
All right.
Can I email it to you?
Can't hear you.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I was not writing everything, and you want this on the record.
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Mayor, could you allow us a couple of minutes? Could you write down what you are saying?
Yes. Well, I'll email it to you if you want. I will not participate in this loan forgiveness, knowing what happened with this money. Yeah. Yeah. I will email it to you if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, you want that too? Or
Well, I give you guys a minute to go ahead and get this thing resolved, because there's a motion and a second. This was a question by Trustee Brooks. So after you guys sort this out, we're going to finish the roll call and just keep it moving, please.
yeah. Well, he said that where it would come from, and I did say that.
What you need to figure out? She wants your language. So you're gonna email it to her?
Yeah.
All right, roll call then, Madam Clerk.
Let me ask a question. So when we're saying the forgiveness and money was taken out of TIFs for payroll or whatever and weren't never paid back, so are we saying we're forgiving that?
No. TIFs that everyone says that relates to that are not doing anything with TIF besides TIF 1 and TIF 2. The only, this interfund forgiveness only relates to TIF 1 and TIF 2.
Okay, so TIF one.
You're right. So, trustee, I was going back on probably some of the things that you know about, that I know about, and I'm just saying I'm not in agreement because I'm just not in agreement. I think you knew what happened. I knew what happened, and there were certain people that just was doing the wrong thing, especially with the golf course. I just don't agree with it, and I don't want no parts of it in case something comes up.
And I agree with you 100%. I don't want no parts of that. Now,
Right.
if he's saying this is TIF
Yeah,
1 and 2, and that's all.
Yeah, that's something different.
Then that,
No, this
then
was-
I can agree with that.
Yeah, this was that road and bridge. I don't want to say people name. You know, the road and bridge, the golf course. Yeah, I mean, money was being taken out when it shouldn't have been taken out. And I mean, you know, if we in the black, you know, okay, we can pay some of it back then. But I don't want to go into the forgiveness because, again, it goes into, I don't want to participate when I know something was done wrong. And I'll go again. It's an active investigation of the golf course, but I don't think it have anything to do, if I look at the two, I don't think it correlate with money being taken from there. To my part of that criminal investigation, it doesn't. But I mean, what if they are? I don't know. I don't know. So, you know, and he has nothing to do with it, but it does roll back on us. And that's my explanation, is that as trustees, we have a responsibility to know right from wrong and what happened. And just me knowing that it was certain individuals that was doing things. I'm not pointing at the mayor. I'm not pointing at him. But it was things that have done in the past that should not have been done.
Oh, I know.
You know, just shouldn't have been done. And I just don't want to participate in it. You know, I said I was going to pick up the mic and say it again for the record. I don't want to participate if we have it, let's pay it back. Or if it can't be something that we pay back, you know, maybe later down the line. But if we're supposed to be in the black, pay it back slowly but surely. You know, I yield my time, sir.
Yes, go ahead, Madam Clerk.
You turned off.
You turned it off.
Trustee Brooks, when you send me the information, please reference the agenda number and the item that, so.
That he's referencing, yeah.
Into the record.
All right, roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis.
Both sides.
Trustee Williams.
Vote aye if it's TIF 1 and 2.
This is
No.
various funds.
I'm trying, that's why I'm trying to understand from Chris.
This is
This is going to be for general fund, debt service, community development, debt service, road and bridge, golf course, capital project, town center. TIF 2 is payroll.
Votes to no.
Chris, could you send those funds to me, please?
It should be in the packet for the resolution.
It's in,
This document is in the board packet. Should be a 3-page, it starts with a resolution of the village of University Park for giving various interfund advantages from the general fund and other village funds.
I don't have it. What I have is what we just voted on.
Motion approving authorization of and forgiveness of interfund balances for various funds. This is item F2L.
Right. No, I'd rather if you could email it to me. If you could email it to me.
So where we at, Madam Clerk?
Roll call. Trustee Jenkins Bell.
Votes no.
Trustee Fulcher.
Votes no.
Trustee Thompson.
Votes no.
Trustee Brooks.
Votes no.
Mayor Rudez. Nation Felt.
Item F2M. Motion approving the authorization and closure of certain special revenue and debt service funds. Questions?
I don't have any
No
additional
more.
questions.
Is there a motion? This is item F2M. These are some of the items that Trustee Thompson wants to have considered separately. So this motion is item F2M, motion approving the authorization and closure of certain special revenue and debt service funds. Is there a motion? I'll ask one more time because it looks like it's going to fail. Is there a motion for item F2M, motion approving the authorization and closure of certain special revenue and debt service funds? All right, we'll move on to the next one. Motion fails, Madam Clerk. Item F2N is a motion approving the authorization and closure of the following TIF 1 Town Center Fund, TIF 2 Industrial Park Fund, and TIF 6 bank account. Is there a motion?
So TIF 1 and 2, that's closing those two bank accounts, and then TIF 6, you have currently two TIF 6 bank accounts at Illinois Funds, and so that way we don't have to pay, we can get a higher interest return on TIF 6. We're closing one into the other TIF 6 bank account, and then TIF 1 and TIF 2 into the general fund account because you guys have already, from an audit perspective, closed it into the general fund.
Are we getting fees, based on those bank accounts?
No, because they're all in Illinois funds, but the more money you have in one account in Illinois funds, the higher interest return based on the daily rate.
Okay, so we're just, okay.
Is anybody else have any other questions? You got your mic on. Any other questions? Nope. All right. Is there a motion?
Okay, when he mentions these bank accounts, are those bank accounts that we have for eons that were never closed out, the 72 or whatever amount I mentioned?
Yeah.
So this is to finally close them out, so there's no longer any illegal activity going on between them, and we're not spending any type of,
There's no activity happening in these three bank accounts. TIF 1 and TIF 2, they have minimal interest that's recorded every month, but that's the extent of the activity. There's nothing that's withdrawn or deposited out of the interest anymore.
okay, makes sense.
All right. Is there a motion? Moved by Lewis. Is there a second? There we go. It's a motion by Lewis. Is there a second out there somewhere? Going once? Going twice? Third time's a charm. It fails. New business, bills payable.
We still got,
What? Bills payable.
yeah.
That's the next item, Madam Clerk.
Right.
General Fund, $402,850. Attached for your approval is a listing of general operating expenses for the Village of University Park that has occurred on September 24th, 25 through October 28th of 2025. The General Fund, $402,853 and 33. Road and Bridge, $22,386 and 98. Town Center Fund, $4,867 and 47. University Golf Club, $29,637 and 14. Capital Project Fund, $173, $189, 62. Motor fuel tax, $85,612 and 56. TIF 5, $1,408, and payroll fund, $3,032 and 98, with the grand total $722, 988 and 8 cents. Is there a motion? Is there a motion to pay the bills tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Trustee, go ahead.
I can't see the check number because it's cut off, but it's for Core Construction Services, Regal Farm, Field Improvement. What was that one?
That is for the baseball fields that are behind Regal Farm. So I had a meeting with Core Construction, who was subcontracted by Antero, to finish off Regal Farm, and I asked them that we reallocate the leftover money. It was less than 30, I believe, for
So moved.
So that's for the baseball field to just get that taken care of because it's a mess right now, and I wanted to get it done before the winter hits, and then a lot of the ARPA money all across the board is drying up. So if we don't expend it, then we lose it. So I just wanted to clean up the baseball fields, and I do have a schedule of all the things that they're going to be fixing for that.
Okay, and when we say baseball fields, are we referring to our, or just Regal Farm? Okay.
Miss Scott, my check was on the last bills payable. I didn't need it. How does that work? Because I mean, I know the board approved it last meeting to go down to the IML. Yeah. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't even know how much you gave me, but I ain't need it.
I don't remember how much the check was for. I'm not gonna lie, but my
150?
check is on there too, and I returned it to Marlindra. So
Okay, so just give it to Marlindra.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm rich. I paid for my own hotel. I ate my own food. So, just for the record, but I'll give it to Marlindra. I'll give it back because I'm not gonna do that to the village. That's it, Mayor. For me, that's it for me.
All right.
I
Trustee
had,
Pooh, go ahead.
I had a check 106627. That's for a settlement agreement, and that wasn't presented to the board. That should go to the board to approve first, correct? Um, 106627.
That one was presented when Patrick Roberts came to the meeting, and there was consensus to have it ratified. So I do know that that was something that was presented to the board.
Right, it was presented, but my understanding is all settlement agreements still should be put onto the agenda and then voted on.
That's what this is, for ratification of the settlement agreement and the amount that.
Well, this is just part of bills payable. This is not a separate agenda item. I'm saying I thought it was, for settlement agreements, it should be a separate agenda item for the settlement. And
You can pull it separately, yes.
Huh?
You can pull it separately, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's
So-
fine. You can pull it from the bills payable and call it separately.
Right, because, but isn't it for settlement agreements, we should be separate and we should vote on those separately?
Typically, you should, yeah, I mean,
Okay.
but it's not a problem for it to be, included.
A part of bills
yeah.
payable.
But you can call it separately tonight, yeah.
Okay, so I motion to pull the 106627 to be put on to the agenda to be voted on first before we send out the check.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
For the, I think it's called, it's Chilo camera,
Yeah,
correct.
it's
Yeah.
for the
So I did
Chayo,
send an email to
Cameron,
the board
Cameron,
regarding
and
this
Camelli
incident.
and Hogg.
For Chilo Cameron, yeah.
For Chilo camera.
Okay, there we go. And that's for check number 106627.
The trustee has made a motion. She needs a, what's that check number one more time for the clarity and Brooks?
106627.
All right, so trustee
And
Focher
it's
made
just
it.
to be pulled so it can be put onto the agenda for the board to vote on it and then.
Separately.
Okay, consistent. Brooks made the second.
I'll say, oh,
Okay. Roll call, Madam Clerk. And what's your motion, Donna? Just for the record?
Just to
for
pull it
clarity?
separately, to vote on separately.
Motion to pull that check and to be put on to upcoming board meeting
Okay.
on the
Consider it
agenda
separate.
for approval, to do it
All
separately.
right. Let's roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Both sides.
Trustee Folger,
Both sides.
Trustee Thompson,
Aye.
Trustee Brooks, Mayor Rudin.
I abstain, Madam Clerk. All right, anything else? Roll call with the rest of the bills payable, please. We got a motion in the second on the bills payable?
Yes, I did.
Yes, ma'am. All right.
Trustee Brooks. Trustee Thompson.
Both sides.
Trustee Folger.
Both sides.
Trustee Jenkins Bell. Trustee Williams.
Both sides. I can't believe we doing this.
Trustee Lewis.
Both sides pay the bill.
Mayor Rudin.
Whoa.
Both sides to pay the bills. All right. Those are the items on the consent agenda. There's one more thing I had on there.
Yep.
No, I asked to table that. We asked to table the executive order. I do something different because if there's an opportunity, we want to make sure that our language is clear for ice-free zones in University Park. So I have the ability to do an executive order individually, and it has to be ratified by the board. I think it's 30 days after the end or something. And we with this whole thing with aqua water. But is everybody in agreement where we're not going to allow ICE to stage on any municipal properties to hold anything, you know, to harass the people? Everybody's in full agreement with that?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, I sent an email that we needed to do something like this because they are going in other villages and communities. They're not showing badges. They're not having the cameras rolling. They're just taking people off the street, throwing them in trucks and cars, never to be seen again. And we have to protect our citizens, so we cannot let them be on our property. We want to make sure they have a correct warranty, which our chief or whoever is in charge can check out, and make sure they remove those masks and have their cameras on.
So I did draft a resolution declaring ice-free zones that we've done for some other municipalities. So I sent it over. You can review it. I mean, and then at your next meeting, you can talk about it.
Because it wasn't on the agenda already.
Right.
Yeah, because the judge gave that order today to ensure that everyone has an identification today. Yeah. There we go. Okay, yes, ma'am.
It was a resolution. So it was different than what he was proposing. So I had suggested to him, once he stated he was doing the executive order, that I thought the resolution declaring the ice, the village-owned property as ice-free zones, I told him I thought that would be better.
So yeah. let me ask this question to you, Chief. What happens when ICE comes in the community? Because we hear all these rampant things about ICE had the kids behind the BP the other day, and they were harassed. And so how do we know? Because we got to understand also those metro parking lots belong to the village now. They can't stage there in any municipal property. So what's your process when they're coming into the community? How do we get community alerts?
Speak to them and ascertain their intention at the time. At which point I would notify the village manager and the mayor, and then we would create a community alert to be sent out to the community.
So this other question is, what happens if they stage in the church's parking lots on our parkway? I know it's private property, but what happens in that scenario? or in the speedways, or just scenario, private property in the center of our town, what happens then? What are our
Private property, the owners of private property can ban anyone from staging in their property as long as they're not there for the intended purpose. So, for instance, Speedway, if you're not there to buy gas or buy goods from Speedway, can say you can't stage in their parking lot because it's their parking lot and they control what's to be done. The same with the churches, the same with any other business in town.
So have you had any communication with the churches as far as the potential of them staging in their parking lots? Because there was a lot of confusion about a week ago. It was, and I called you, it was the Illinois State Police, and they were chasing the suspect, and they were staged at the church right down the street here.
Yes, I've spoken with a couple of churches, not all of them, about explaining that their rights and what they can and cannot do.
All right, because I don't think that they're fully aware of their rights. There's one thing, we won't interfere, but we definitely won't assist them in any manner whatsoever. All right, I just want to make that clear. So for this motion, I asked for a motion to table my executive order. We're going to do it in a resolution form with the ice-free zones, and then we'll have Felicia's language is a lot better than the executive order, and with the board resolution, it will give us a lot more teeth and strength as far as that goes. So I'll ask somebody to make a motion to table this executive order and move on. Thank you, Trustee. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk. Lewis.
Trustee Lewis.
Oh, I'm sorry, both sides.
Trustee Williams.
Both sides.
Trustee Jenkins Bell.
Both sides.
Trustee Fulcher.
Both sides.
Trustee Thompson.
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks.
Aye.
Mayor Rudez.
Votes aye, Madam Clerk. Department heads, did you guys email your?
Mr. Mayor, we got one other item.
Okay, the last item, F3C, a resolution of the Village of University Park in support of Sparrow Property Management, LLC, special use permit application to the County of Will.
I'll second.
Okay. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk. Trustee Brooks, real quick, what's the deal with the table? Tell me.
You don't have to.
Okay. All right. Let's make sure we are, okay. All right, roll call, please.
It's for the solar farm.
Yeah.
We already talked about it.
Yes.
Let me be clear, this has already been discussed. I don't know why this was separate. This goes in
with the energy. With energy.
Conjunction with the resolution authorizing energy-wise solar.
Right.
This is part of the CBA.
Right.
So the community benefits agreement, if you vote no for that, then we're not getting this. So this, every single municipality within 1.5 miles, we're the only municipality that's not voting for this. Every other municipality has agreed. This is something that Will County has to have. They have to have it on file that all the adjacent municipalities were in agreement. So that's that. And then the other component with that is the CBA, which is the Community Benefits Agreement, which says that we are to receive $100,000 along with all the other municipalities, and the board can choose what so they desire. Originally in the agreement, which I don't remember which trustee, but some trustees brought up that they didn't want it to be for, it might be for something different. If we had put in there, kept in gazebos and whatever it was, the restrooms or whatever, we could never change it. So instead, we put that it would be for whatever it is for the parks that the board decides on.
Maybe I misheard you. What did you say when you came over here and gave us the?
That was the CBA, and also Will County requires by law that anytime a solar farm is put up, that all the municipalities have to agree. So this is only to send the thing to Will County saying we are aware of it and we're okay with it.
Oh, I think I misunderstood.
Yeah, they go together with the solar farm.
All right. Motion to table? It was
I
motion
have
and second
motion.
already. Yes, Madam
Right.
Clerk.
Can I call?
Call them roll, Madam.
Trustee Lewis, is this to table?
Don't want to take,
We don't want to table
we don't
it.
want to table it.
This is not
We
to
want to
table.
rescind or whatever we have to
It's not
do.
I'm not voting to table, because it goes with the
She
other
just said what
items.
we
Well,
needed.
well, since we did not get a motion and a second to table it, it's like it never happened. It didn't fail. Now we're just voting on this to approve it.
To approve, okay.
Yes.
Voting to approve, trustee Lewis votes aye.
Wait a minute.
Bless you, bless you.
Approve.
Oh, motion to approve item F3C, resolution of Village of University Park in support of Sparrow Property Management LLC, special unit experiment of Will County.
I second it.
Because we didn't do a roll call on the table, so that's not confusing. Okay. Trustee Alger,
Both sides.
Trustee Thompson,
Aye.
Trustee Brooks, Trustee Jenkins Bell,
Aye.
Trustee Williams,
Aye.
Trustee Lewis,
Aye.
Mayor Rudez. Okay, in that case,
Both sides.
no, that's resolution. Or 2025-29. 29.
All right, we got it, Madam Clerk. It's one of them days today. Everybody has one.
I have no report.
All right. Any reports from Madam Scott?
We got general public comments.
Oh, thank you, John.
I have no report.
Debbie J. Stroud. I think everybody else has signed in.
Oh, it's
Felicia Hardy's not here.
okay.
Listen.
Good evening, everyone. Wanted to congratulate Chief on your swearing in. I must say a lack of communication did not make everyone aware. I thought you were, did you turn it on? A lack of communication, you might have had more representation, okay? Because I heard the dinner was great, so I'd have tried to be there. Trustee Williams, the HOA meeting, I did attend it, and listening to the robust conversations, you got a few challenges ahead of you. So, having been affiliated with some of the homeowner associations, if I can offer any assistance, I'm more than willing. Trustee Lewis, the breast cancer awareness event was fantastic. I enjoyed that immensely. I hope it continues to grow year after year. I definitely, as one of those who signed up for the grass cutting program, Manager Scott, I'd like to extend kudos to PTL Landscaping. Every other Tuesday, they were out there. They were on the case, at least at my location. Okay. Now, can I ask you, Manager Scott, when will the applications be available for me to pick up for the snow removal? You have applications tonight? I'll start dropping them off this weekend. Thank you so much. Everyone have a great evening. a happy and safe. Oh, we're not ready for Halloween. I'm sorry. I was gonna say Thanksgiving, but for Halloween, everybody have a happy and safe Halloween. And Mayor, first board meeting in November would be 11/11, which is Veterans Day. Okay, just wanted to remind. Thank you, everybody. Have a good, safe evening.
Okay, good evening. Oh,
Jesus Christ. uh,
You had your public comments.
Hello, Mayor, trustees, village manager, and residents. I am David Sevier, the president of University Park Youth Baseball Organization. I want to discuss a matter that seems to be continuously hindering our organization when it comes to dealing with the representatives of the village of University Park. In 2023, when the village was having issues maintaining parks with baseball fields, University Park Baseball Organization stepped up and maintained 3 baseball fields in University Park with the understanding that we would be reimbursed for the services we contracted to cut the grass and maintain the fields. During that time, there was some unrest within our organization, and we have since provided this village board with the results in hopes of moving forward with our relationship between the village and our organization. Unfortunately, we're still being hindered by unsubstantiated gossip and conversations from individuals who have since been removed legally from our organization. We all have heard the phrase, an empty wagon makes the loudest noise. Well, I'm here today to ask that this board stop listening to the empty wagons and individuals whose only purpose is to try and continue to bring confusion and distrust between the village and this organization. We worked very hard to reestablish a program that was completely destroyed by individuals doing improper things within the organization. Since removing those individuals, the organization began a drive to move forward with offering baseball to University Park residents and its neighboring communities. Since reestablishing ourselves, we have continued these past 3 years with operating above board and reconnecting positive relationships to help foster our ability to keep baseball alive for the residents within the community for the past 3 years. Just this past season, we took first place in the Will Can division for the first time in over 25 years. This is a testament to the University Park coaches who spend countless hours developing children to compete on a higher level. It was our goal to continue to maintain and improve on that development and win more championships, as recently shown with our 10-year-olds who took second place in an extremely hot weekend tournament that saw them play 5 games in 2 days and losing in the 5th game, that 3rd game of that day. Again, a testament to how far we have come. Now we are hearing that our reimbursements from the village are being held up due to the number of University Park participants, which we find very strange because there is not one organization that the village provides refunds to that has 100% participation of just University Park children. We have provided a safe, nurturing environment while maintaining the fields in the past and have provided the necessary documentation to support such expenses, and we are requesting that those expenses be approved so that we may continue to provide the future development of children in University Park and its neighbors. If the goal of University Park is just to maintain fields when our organization is using the fields, then that purpose is truly misguided. The parks that we use are public parks, and if those parks are going to be used to play more games instead of practices, then University Park must maintain the field in excellent condition to help us regain the trust that has been lost in the past due to fields not being properly manicured.
Mr. Sevier,
for baseball season.
I'm sorry the clock ran. It's
But remember,
3
we
minutes.
talked before I finished, before I got started, and the clock. So I should at least get my little 15 seconds.
I got to go with the timekeeper, sir. I got to go with the
They're not
timekeeper.
timekeeper. So, okay, all right, okay. I'm good.
Mr. Sevier,
I'm good.
Mr. Sevier,
Yes.
could you email me your?
I'm going to email this to the board as well because we want to give you a copy of the letter that shows that we were kicked out of one league. And we also want to give you the letter showing that we had to return the funds because we wanted to assist with the baseball fields, which I'm glad you're doing. I hope you're definitely extending those dugouts. That we received a letter from Manager Scott asking us to cease and desist. So we knew the reason why. We respected that decision, so we didn't move forward. That's the reason why we ended up returning the dollars due to time. So, yeah.
And I did want to add that you did submit your reimbursement to me on Thursday. So that's why it wasn't put on this bill run, but it'll be on the next one if the board so chooses to approve, okay? And I think it's around $13,000 in reimbursement.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Manager Scott, reports to officers.
Aqua is working on pipe replacement along University Parkway between Stunkel and Old Monee Road, Stager Road. I did speak with Aqua this week, and they said the work is expected to be completed around Christmas. Considering the possible end to the Federal Food Assistance Program, otherwise known as SNAP, we are closely monitoring the situation on the federal level and the government shutdown. However, we've already begun looking to alternative resources to assist our residents that are in need. I did pull up something, and we do have, my assistant does have this stuff, and I did provide this to the board to speak to the constituents. But there is money through the state that is not being reneged right now, and there's a list of food banks that have a complete list of everyone who is offering food, and this is called the Emergency Food Assistance Program, TEFAP. And I was actually surprised to see that the thresholds for qualification are actually a lot more lenient than SNAP. So, for example, a family of two, the monthly income has to be, it cannot exceed $5,288 a month. So a lot more people may be able to benefit. I think that Kevin Battles did reach out to the township to possibly do a partnership, and they said that they're really overextended. We are also speaking to Amazon about picking up some non-perishable food items just in anticipation for November 1st. Registration is now open for the water relief program and the snow removal program. NEVA created these great forms. They're the same as before, the same requirements. It's for veterans, disabled, handicapped for the snow removal program. One applicant per household. You do have to have proof of residency. Also for the water relief program, it has to be only for delinquent bills. Last year, unfortunately, I got a lot of current bills. This program was created to help people that are struggling with their bills. So it can't be a current bill, please. If it's disconnected, you receive $500 in assistance. Otherwise, we will pay the past due balance only. So please grab these, and these will be available at Village Hall and on our website. Also, I was on a call today with SSMMA for surface transportation calls, STP. I am looking at submitting on University Parkway between Governor's Highway and Crawford. It's very limited in the streets that we're able to actually apply for the funding, and that was one of, I think, only 2 streets that qualified. We ordered new machines for the Metro East and West slots. Thank God we're no longer doing the honor system. I think we're one of the last municipalities that had honor boxes. They don't even make them anymore. So we are looking to have them up and running by the end of November in advance of the holiday season. I'm anticipating that we will have increased revenue and the police will be able to then write tickets for people who are not paying. I had a meeting with Metro PD, and Flock Safety regarding installation of cameras at the entrances to the commuter lots. Metro PD and RPD will have access of the cameras. The village will have 0 financial commitment for the cameras. This is in direct response to the number of break-ins that have been increasing at the Metro lots. So I signed off on that. I was just informed by Metro's University Park project construction team. The contractor is ahead of schedule and is planning to complete the work on the west side station canopy entrance on November 3rd. at which time the west side entrance will reopen to commuters and the east side station entrance and parking will temporarily be closed off. Work on the east side is anticipated to take approximately 1 to 1.5 months to complete. Metro will be posting notices and making announcements at the station alerting commuters of the November 3rd switchover on the west side of the west side entrance. We held our annual town hall meeting on October 4th. If you were not able to attend, please, we highly encourage you to go to the YouTube page for the Village of University Park and view it. It's very informative. On October 7th, myself, along with staff, including Chris Mirabali from John Kasparik's office, and Mayor Rudez, presented our housing plan to Governor State University and had very meaningful conversation around the ideas of housing as it relates to TOD, student athletic housing, and faculty housing in the community. Governor State shared their plans and the possibility of partnership on future projects. We are looking to present a formal proposal to the board at Governor State in the near future, possibly December. Reviewed street sweeping proposals and ultimately met with Homewood Disposal regarding street sweeping. They began the weekend of October 18th and have completed street sweeping for the community. I held several meetings. I'm not going to go over all of them, but some of them are staff meetings on October 20th, met with our Blue Cross Blue Shield provider, along with HR to review plans, rates, options, etc. Met with Azavar to review the MFT update, as well as the resolutions that I put forth to increase revenue. Also met with Ryan from Energy Wise Solar to review the solar project and the board meeting proposal in CBA, which ultimately I amended. Met with the beauty supply business that's going to be oncoming, held a meeting with the owner, held a meeting with Zoll Equipment, with the fire department, with Chief Stiganga, and a meeting with Lauterbach and Amon as well as John Kasparik's team to go over the OPEB report. Held a meeting with Chief Stiganga, Robinson Engineering, and senior planners in advance of Fire Station 1 driveway reconstruction. We had a groundbreaking at 5258 University Parkway for an industrial project, which we anticipate is going to spurn a lot more development, including rooftops and some possible restaurants coming. Held a meeting to discuss the baseball field with CORE and reviewed and addressed the items that needed to be fixed. I'm looking to have the baseball field completed before the winter sets in, and while we can utilize the remaining OSLAD grant money. I submitted the notice of public hearing for the fiscal year 26 budget. As per law, it has to be posted for a number of days, and it is set to be published in the October 31st Daily Southtown newspaper, and that is the end of my report.
Very much. Email that to the clerk. All right. Let's go with Neva. Yeah, we're gonna do the ladies.
Good evening, Mayor Board. Giving you more information about WUPC-TV Channel 4. I know I keep coming to you with updates. It's a slow boat, but we're almost there. I just wanted you to know that I'm still facing connectivity challenges with the signal from 90 Town Center to 44 Town Center, but we are addressing and evaluating additional equipment or wiring, and then we will just be good to go there. Our mobile application is underway and the development is already in the preliminary stages. The mobile app will have the village branding. It will have push notifications to subscribers and custom design on selected areas of the website and the ability to add additional features moving forward. But our new website is now up and running. The new website is more mainstreamed and streamlined. It's cleaner with, instead of the navigations being on the side, they have been moved to the top. We moved our featured information under one place called Popular Searches, and many of the department pages have been now updated to include the contact information of the department head and phone number and email. We also have 3 different types of calendars. One to view all of the events in the village, one for just meeting calendars, and one for events calendars. I invite you to go and log on to the webpage and download the link onto your phone and view it today.
Good evening, Mayor, trustees, administration, and residents of University Park. Over the last month, programs that's been implemented are the University Youth Dance Company. That's our dance team. Also, our youth co-ed soccer is going strong. We are running programs out of Coretta Scott King and Crete-Monee Middle School. Also, our senior breakfast bingo, which was very popular. Crispy bacon was the thing. And also, we had our hit and adult cardio fitness class. Thank you. Yes, she is. Okay, so these are a list of events taking place to the end of the year. So on November 14th, we will have our next senior breakfast bingo at the University Golf Club. November 14th, Friday, from 11 to 1. All are welcome. Now, I will say this, it said seniors, but we didn't have all seniors there, so all is welcome, all ages. As long as you're 21 and over, I'll put it that way. Well, on the flyer said singer bingo. Okay. Also, we have our tree lighting taking place the first Saturday of December. After that, we will have our Soulful Christmas. That's a spin on Breakfast with Santa. So we'll have Santa Claus, we'll have Mrs. Claus, we'll have the University Park Dance Company. They will be performing. We'll have a DJ. So it'll be a very soulful Christmas. That's at the University Golf Club. That's from 11 to 2 on Saturday, December 13th. Tickets go on sale, I believe, November 10th. $12 for adults, $8 for kids. What's included? We're still deciding the menu, but I can tell you we're talking about an omelet bar. Okay. All right. The next few events that we have coming up and details to be discussed later. We have the University Park Youth Co-ed Basketball League. Registration for that will begin in December. The league will run from March to May. Also, we will have a crosstown classic trip, Cubs versus Sox. That is, I believe, Saturday, May 16th at Rate Field, or for the old school people, Comiskey Park. More information will be available. I believe tickets are going to go on sale in December. Black History Month. So we have tons of events going on in Black History Month. We're going to do a lot of partnerships with Governor State. On Friday, February 13th, we'll have our annual concert showcase. It's called the Black Print, spin on words. It's the Black Print Black History Celebration. So we're going to have a lot of artists in the not only University Park but in the surrounding communities collab together to join in this joyous occasion. This will take place, like I said, Friday, February 13th at 7:30 at Governor State at Sherman Hall. Okay, so it is a 200-seat auditorium. We anticipate it being packed. The good thing about that is it's free for the public. It is free. That's the key word, it's free. Also, that following week, that Saturday, we will have, and the history stays here, we will have our third annual Black History Expo, but the new name is Our Excellence Expo. Okay? Our Excellence Expo. That's the new name for this event. I will let you know that registration is open right now. If you have a business in University Park and you would like to participate in this event, please come to the Village Hall, complete the paperwork. Okay, when you do so, please ask for me, Kevin Battles, and then we'll go over the logistics of the event. Okay, end of the report.
Miss Angela?
Good evening. Can you hear me? Good evening. Can you hear me now? Thank you. Good evening, trustees, mayor, madam clerk, residents, and all of our employees here. I am the HR director for the University Park, Illinois. I'm going to give you the report regarding staffing thus far. Golf course. Can't hear me. Is it on? I will give you the report regarding the staffing thus far. Starting with our golf course, we added in August approximately 6 to 8 individuals who are part-timers. Most of them are part-timers, and they were added for our maintenance and our special events programs. We had a plan to tailor those folks off as the changes in the weather occurred and they stopped playing golf and stopped having special events. So we anticipate as of mid-November, we will be down to possibly 2 full-timers in our golf maintenance department, and a few of the full-timers will remain in our specialty events with the golf course. The Village Hall, we've gained quite a few people. You're aware of Kevin Battles, who just spoke. He's out of the outreach, community outreach program. Cushville, the assistant for the mayor and the board of trustees. Tashina Willis, I apologize. Tashana, I know I did that wrong. I apologize. Tashana is our new finance director. And Crystal Lewis is the new executive assistant to the village manager, Elizabeth Scott. And for myself, for those who I have not met as of yet, and I apologize for the delay, I'm Angela Blacher, the Human Resources Director for the Village of University Park. Additional updates: as of sometime in August, we have hired 2 employees with CDL licenses in the public works. In addition, the current employee who was here went forward and obtained his CDL permit so we could continue to bring in people who have permits and CDL licenses. 1 employee has returned to full duty from a work injury, so he's back, and we're anticipating an additional employee to return before December to full duty. In addition, we have 1 employee who was on leave of absence. They have returned as well, and 1 terminated due to attendance infractions. We are anticipating including additional training modules on working smarter, lifting, and flagging to avoid future injuries and to comply with standard regulations within the department. We are currently looking to increase our public works department between 4 and 5 additional individuals as the winter is upcoming. Additional department we're considering is code enforcement. Currently, we are scheduling interviews with experienced code enforcers to increase our code enforcement department personnel. With ongoing economic development within the industrial park and within the community, it's become necessary to provide better availability and accommodations for our residents. Going forward into 2026, we're implementing strategies and procedures to review and reduce our workers' compensation liabilities, not limited to implementing accountability practices, along with detailed training for all departments. Audit and reviewing our standard uses of employee benefit time. We have employee benefit time that comes in, the vacation and thus forth, and we need to just audit and confirm that we're using that time to the best benefit, meaning If we have employees who are off and we have departments that are in need, it's not working. So we need to be able to accommodate the residents accordingly, especially during this holiday season. So we're auditing those departments to confirm that we are staffing correctly. I will be reviewing and revising the policy and procedure manual book and trying to close that out so that you all can review it and approve it appropriately. It's been years since it's been revised, and I think it's time. I've reviewed it, I've taken a look at it, and there are a lot of things in there that we just need to make some changes on and get it together. And then one of the additional things I've noticed just through the short time here, I've got a lot of counseling in front of me, a lot of employees, a lot of people. Counseling, conversations, not minutes. There's some concerns. I will be referring employees to our Employee Assistance Program. That is a program that the Village of University Park has had forever. We don't implement it. So at this point, I'm going to be referring most employees to that department or to that very confidential service so that they can have those services that we offer through the village for a benefit. It's included in their benefits, and I think it's something that's not used at all, but needs to be implemented, especially during the holiday season and with the additional challenges that have been faced and we are facing. And that's my report. I don't think there's anything else I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Fire Chief?
Good evening, Board, Mayor, and residents. First off, we're going to be November 16th, which is a Sunday, offering CPR to the village residents. It's going to be from 1 to 5 here at 90 Town Center. There is a limit of 9 people. So hurry up, call Village Hall, get registered. It's again November 16th from 1 to 5 p.m. One of the other things that's kind of going on right now, we're sending out all of our suppression vehicles for its annual maintenance and also pump testing, certifications, and stuff like that. So you're going to see some bills rolling in that might be a little bit higher than normal, but it's part of the certification process to keep our insurances lower and people from getting hurt. Also, we did have a fatal accident just last week over at the train rails. Please do not go around the gates. I can't stress it enough. I've been here 17 years, and this is not the first time that this has actually happened. So please stop at the gates, stop at all crossings when the lights are flashing. This month was Fire Prevention Month, and the theme was lithium-ion batteries and how to keep safe. Thank you to Neva. She was putting out some of the information on the Facebook site. So we could keep the village safer. I did fill out a couple of grants to try to get some new equipment here through Enbridge and through the State Fire Marshal's office. We're just waiting on hearing back from that. And that will end my report.
One quick question. When is Fire Safety Month? Is this month?
It was this month, yes.
We do anything?
We ended up going to Governor State University, to the Child Development Center, and then we did hand out information to all the schools.
Okay. All right. Chief?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, trustees, department head, village manager, and citizens. The University Park Police Department, as is our normal practice, liaised with many of our businesses in town to help them remain safe, facility security, and reduce shrinkage. The University Park Police Department conducted chat with the chief, robust conversations. The University Park Police Department in the month of September responded to 969 calls for service, and that brings into our car accidents are still concerning. Please slow down, take your time. Stop signs and traffic standards, please pay attention to them. And as the fire chief said, we did have an unfortunate accident with a fatality, and I can reiterate, please pay attention to those railroad barriers. We have a couple of railroad crossings in town. We want people to stay safe. Also, please lock your car doors. Do not leave items in your cars that are might tempt someone. We are having a number of car burglaries in town. We've made several arrests. However, as you know, sometimes these ne'er-do-wells are very persistent, and especially with many of them being juveniles, they don't spend significant time in the county lockup. The police department participated in the Governor's State Student Employment Fair. We also participated in the South Suburban College Criminal Justice Car Fair, where we gained some leads. Police department is currently recruiting, and we have an online test which is active through the National Testing Network. Please go to that for anybody that you may know that wants to be a police officer. You have a niece, nephew, son, daughter, cousin, or anybody that's on your couch or in your refrigerator in your kitchen. You want to give them a career, send them our way. When the police department is currently conducting several background investigations for new employees. That ends all. The police department, Amber HVAC has, for the most part, completed the repairs to the HVAC system at the police department, updated its HVAC system where we can properly regulate our heat and our air. And that ends my report. Oh, also, I'm sorry. Police department will be participating in the Halloween trunk or treat. The police department, along in conjunction with the South Suburban Association of Chiefs of Police, will be conducting its annual Shop with a Cop. That'll be December 13th at the Country Club Hills Walmart. We are seeking cash donations. These donations are to give deserving young people a nice Christmas. And again, the police department doesn't choose the young people. We allow the school district to choose those deserving young people that we can take them shopping to buy Christmas gifts. And lastly, the police department is deploying its radar signs. You should see them up. We're just finishing up calibrating them, but you should see them up on University Parkway down near Blackhawk, and then one on Blackhawk near the school. That ends my report. Thank you, Mr.
All right, thank you so much. Yes.
So while they're putting these pipes, Mr. You and Chris, while they're putting those pipes in down Exchange, how long did they say?
You're talking about the ones right here, west of...
Aqua.
That way, yeah.
Yes. They're projecting December of of this year.
So your detour, when you can go south, I mean, is Drawley Road safe to drive off?
Yes, Drawley Road was patched last month, and then the detour for any traffic that's heading westbound would be down Stegermoni and then making a left heading west down Stunkel, which will put you back on Stunkel and University Parkway. Yes. Good evening, Board, Mayor. Public Works has finalized branch removal this past Monday on the 27th. We continue to focus on high priority areas for patching. We installed 2 new electric speed signs for the police department, one on Blackhawk and one on University Parkway. Public Works we have cut down a total of 26 dead trees this month. We have cleared overgrown brush and debris from the walking path on Sandra Drive in between Dynasty Apartments and Pin Oak Townhomes. We have cleared out the ditch that was full of overgrown brush, trees, and debris behind Pin Oak Townhomes. We have cut overgrown weeds and brush on the west side of the underpass walkway on Burnham Drive. We have decorated all village entrances. My apologies. We have decorated all the village entrance signs for the fall season. We are currently preparing for the winter season, ensuring all vehicles and equipment are in operating condition. I met with Amber Mechanical regarding rooftop repair for Unit 70 and replacement of Public Works cooling and heating condenser. I met with Boss Electric regarding the light poles in our town center parking lot. I met with D&G Electric regarding electrical repairs in Unit 34 and 22. I met with Homeboy Disposal regarding street sweeping, which started earlier this month, and I talked with Cornerstone Engineering regarding water main improvements at University Parkway, west of Stegermoni Rural. And that concludes my report.
Thank you so much. Mr. Ellis, you got something? You good? On the Sandra? It just sits there. Yep. Thank you so much. I'm sure they'll pay close attention to that. Chris, you got something?
What we did for the month of October, we worked on reviewing the FY21 audit draft, the MD&A that goes along with it. We completed the GEMP report. That way we could submit that with fire chief to GEMP for that cost report. We started training village staff to take over payroll processing. We worked with the new finance director on taking over some of our accounting work. We did a presentation at the town hall. We worked on processing a few of your guys' billing in relation to Blue Cross, First Insurance, Illinois Public Risk Fund. We worked out with your TIF developers to pay off their liabilities. I met with Lauterbach in relation to your OPEB valuation. That was pretty much the work we did for the month of October.
Thank you so much. Trustees. Trustee, who's going to be the short one? Trustee Williams.
Okay, I just want to Deborah Stroud for bringing up the HOA. It was a fantastic turnout, and I am still getting compliments and calls and requests from it even today. I have talked to 3 of the HOA presidents, so we will be making arrangements to meet again. Some of those hurdles that she mentioned, we will be able to jump over them because we are coming together as a team to bring clarity and get understanding about the HOAs, the different ones, and the rules and guidelines. So I wasn't able to get it done this month, but I am pressing to try and have it next month so people can come out. And I do want to give a special shout out to Chris, because when I contacted him about behind Pin Oak Lane, he got right on it. The HOA did their part, but him and his guys were there 2 days in a row, and when I say they cleared it out, it looked like it did when I moved out here in 1986. In my HOA, they actually chopped down the dead trees, they trimmed the branches, they did all of that. So again, thanks to Chris and thanks to the HOA for doing what they could. I wanted to mention that I did attend the town hall meeting. It was very good information. I attended the logistics center myself, Trustee Jenkins Bell, Trustee Lewis, and Trustee Fulcher. We went along with the mayor and the village manager. That was a great opening for it. I also wanted to mention my trustee here, Karen Lewis. Her cancer event, if you have never gone to it, you have missed something. Every year it's growing, it's glowing. People are coming. The stories are tremendous. I mean, you come in with a smile, but you do end up with tears, and then you just can't believe to hear so many heroic stories from people that had cancer and conquered it, and not just breast cancer, any cancer. I also wanted to mention that right there on Sandra, we lost the bus shelter, and village manager Scott had contacted Pace several times. So I started calling them, and I've talked to like at least 3 different supervisors. I see where they have removed the bench now. They're going to put that shelter out there. We are going to make sure that our residents do not have to stand in those elements, which brings me also to the snow removal. But my biggest one is the water relief program, because LIWOP went away some years ago. And when I found out that she could use that American Relief money, I didn't let up. And thank God we got this program. and we're continuing to have it. I've already had people calling about it, so I can't wait to let them know that as of November 1st, those of you who have been behind in your bills, that you can get some relief. So I'm just happy about that, and I'm just glad to be able to celebrate some of the upcoming holidays and look forward to everybody trying to come together. Let's make things happen. We don't have to be tit for tat. We don't have to be against each other. We need to be for each other. So I'm hoping that we can move this village along and not spend 4 hours in a 1 hour meeting. Thank you.
All right. I want to say thank you to the mayor, Trustee Jenkins, Trustee Williams, Chief Mitchell, Chief Stiganga for sending your guys out, Neva, Kevin, Cushboo, Deb Stroud. Thank you all for coming to my second annual breast cancer round table. And it's not just about breast cancer, it's all cancer because I think they all matter. I got my shirt on today to represent. Thank you guys for wearing your pink today. Continue to the rest of the month. It was a phenomenal event, and I hope that we all can come together because I'm quite sure there are stories you can share. There's people that you know. The round table is about comforting people that have cancer, who've had cancer, and support them because it's very important when you lose support from your friends and family. So I want to say thank you all for coming out. You missed a great event. See y'all next year, okay? I also want to say, Chief, I call him daily because we had a major accident that happened at the Metro East lot. I call him when the Metro Express change comes because when that traffic bottles up at the train tracks, coming out of the lot, the cars coming eastbound, you can't see. They doing past the speed limit. And we had an accident the other day. So I tell Chief, I'm like your eyes looking out because I ride that Metro train every single day. And I don't want to see anybody in an accident, which I did see right in front of me. And I told him, I said, Chief, you got to have somebody out there. It's important because the west lot is closed and we're all parking in the east lot. And it's going to be that way when they close the east lot. We're all going to be going to the west lot. But I don't think that one's going to be that bad. But the east side, you cannot see. So I'm hoping that when we're working with Metro for the TOD, that they create a lane or a stop sign, a light, or something right there because you cannot see coming out. Thank you, Chief, for sending the guys. Keep sending them out there. Also, I want to say the trunk or treat is October 31st. Get your kids together. It's going to be the trunk or treat from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30. It's going to be a costume contest. Please come out with your cars, decorate your cars, your trunks, I should say. Bring the kiddos. It's going to be treat, music, and fun. That's Friday, October 31st. Let me also say the Steppers event has been jamming. I want to say when people are excited, they've been coming up and said we're glad that it's back. First Friday is Friday, November the 7th, 6 to midnight. It's a $10 entry. It's coming back. It's been crowded, like literally crowded like it used to be back in the day. Glad we can only go 5 minutes from the home when we want to go bop to bop. The Mayor's Office special event, winter coat giveaway. Coats, gloves, hats, and scarf. It's for University Park residents only. Please register, call 708-295-0812. There is a barcode on here. You can come pick up this flyer at Village Hall. Register before November the 16th. That's the day we're giving away the coats. The tree lighting, Kevin did touch on that. That's December the 6th at 5:30. Please come out and join us for the tree lighting on December the 6th, 2025. Also, Will County Center for Community Concerns, holiday basket, family sponsorship, and food basket. Turkey, potatoes, you know, all the trimmings, bread. Y'all know all the fast stuff that we like to get the itis on. That's going to be included in the basket. Children's gift Every child 16 and under will receive a new coat, hat, gloves, and 2 toys. Okay, did y'all get that? Okay. The holiday event is December 17th. Families need to register. Will be invited to join us for a night of fun evening that includes music, crafts, snacks, and picture with Santa. We appreciate your consideration for this partnership with University Park. And that ends my report.
I'm going to be the shortest one. So in October, I attended a program of the Comptroller's Office, Susanna Mendoza. The name of the program is called Decide, Decode, Deliver. So this training this month was about how to make revenue for your village, and it included how to obtain municipal funding, what not to do, and some techniques to prevent corruption and provide more accountability. So happy Halloween, everybody. Be safe.
Trustee Donna Fulcher, I'm sorry.
Good evening, board and trustees and residents. Just wanted to thank the residents that did come out. I know they're going home now, but I'd like to thank the residents for coming out and those that are viewing on YouTube. It was just a couple of things that I just wanted to bring up and just ask a couple of the department heads a couple of questions. First off, for the Ms. Neva, for the newsletter, when they sign up to the website, is it possible where it can automatically have them sign up to the police department's pages as well as the fire department pages? Facebook, yeah. So once they sign up for one, it'd be just automatically they sign up for all 3? Because if they're signing up for the village, they should know about the police, what's going on with the police department and also with the fire department. And next is for I just feel like for the work that's being done on with Aqua, we didn't receive any type of notice that it's going to happen. It just showed up, and it was like the traffic was diverted. Is there any type of way that we can reach out to them to say, could you please let the residents know ahead of time that this is going to happen? Because it was just like a shocker. You know, people going to work, and it was kind of like coming back from work. It was surprising that it was a whole detour. So that was one. Director Vargas, my question is about Old Monique Road, about the holes, the potholes. It's been several months now. What's the status?
Yes, like I stated, we have a list of high priority patching that we're trying to do before the wintertime comes. Old Mooney is on the list. The reason why we have not gotten to Old Mooney is just because we've been focusing on multiple things that we're trying to cover for the wintertime. That included the patching, that included ensuring that we're doing all the branch removal that was ended this past Monday, and then as well as targeting some trees that we took down. Now that we completed our dead tree list for this year, we are focusing a lot more on the patching. Old Monique is actually scheduled to be done by next week, as well as retargeting Olmsted. I know Olmsted was done earlier this year, but needs a little bit more attention, so we will be revisiting that as well.
For the patching, is it possible to make it a bigger patch instead of just a hole? Because, once you do just the hole, it's going to be need to be repaired very soon. So if it was a bigger patch, because it's like one full area where it's that it's like holes all over the place.
Yes, so the first time when we targeted Old Monique, we did the typical just patching each hole. This time what we plan on doing is we plan on dumping a larger portion of asphalt and utilizing our skid steer to actually spread and smooth it, and then as well finish up with tamping it so it's nice and smooth for all the residents.
All right, thank you. Other thing is for heard a lot of different complaints about the tickets that the residents are receiving from parking from 2 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the morning. Is it possible that we can get some signs coming in to University Park and leaving out of University Park that states no parking between these time periods instead of like putting it on like every street? But can it be, Manager Scott, something that can be done to get some signs, which is Director Vargas, that says no parking between the hours of, I think it's 2 to 6, right?
Review that and send something to the board.
Right, so whatever the thing is, but it's like a lot of complaints, and I see a lot of things that's happening with that. So it's just, if we had the signs coming into University Park, the residents would be able to see that, and those going out of University Park. So it wouldn't be a reason why they can try to contest it because it's there. Other thing is, and I wanted to also acknowledge the Trustee Lewis's Breast Cancer Awareness Forum. I
Yes.
attended, and I thought it was
She
a real...
did attend. I apologize.
That's okay, I'm fine.
And Chris Vargas, thank you for setting up, and Manager Scott
It
for
don't matter.
making sure it was good.
But overall, it was I appreciate that you brought it into the community. This is your second year, but it was something that was actually good to have, especially for those that are survivors or their families are survivors and they have gone through that. So it's a medium where people were able to attend and be comfortable and feel a part of a family. I just encourage people to come out to the University Park Library. During the fall, they had a lot of good crafts for the adults and children. I have done some crafts myself, so I'm encouraging you all to come out to the University Park Library for all of their different holiday crafts and activities. I just left the Fall Fest this past Saturday, and we did 2 crafts. Myself did 2 crafts like the week before, and my kids. So the University Park Library is also doing things as well as the library, as well as the Village University Park. And then the last thing is, I just wanted to congratulate the Crete-Monique High School football team. They won the Southland Championship, and then they'll be playing on Saturday against Quincy, and do not know the time, but at 1 o'clock? Okay, 1 o'clock is the time, so I encourage everybody to go out and support the high school, the football players, because, you know, it's always good when they bring the championship here. We got the new field there, whole sportsplex. So I encourage the residents, the board as well, to come out to support them during this championship games, because it's a good thing to have it come here to University Park. So just want to encourage that, and that will be it. Everyone have a good night.
Hold on, Mayor. I just want to say, charge it to the game, now my heart, because you were in attendance. Thank you for coming. Chris Vargas, thank you for setting up. Matt, for making sure it was all in place. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
All right.
And they'll beat Quincy, because Quincy beat us when I was at Richie's. Yeah, well, they're pretty good, Quincy's, but our boys are better. All right, I won't do Russell Simmons' Def Comedy Jam saying thank you for coming out, good night, like he used to. I'm gonna say something. I would like, it'll be short though, for the University Park residents, Governor State is looking for our stories. If you're a University Park resident affected by the lead contamination between 2019 and 2023, they would like you to tell your story. There was a lady that did come up here to the board meeting, Professor, I want to say, let me get it right, Jelena, because the first name, when I played hockey, a lot of the guys, once they say their name, I get it right because it's almost Russian. So I don't want to mess it up, but it's Badik. There you go. Yeah. I got them country lips. So sometime it doesn't come out right. But indeed, she's holding something on Saturday, November the 1st at 10 a.m. It's going to be at the Social Justice Building at Governor State. For more information, you can contact her. Her number is 708-965-4904. And indeed, once again, they would like to hear our stories, collect the stories. She did come to the board meeting, and that event is indeed on Saturday. Next, I would like to say happy Halloween. Thank you all for coming out, and good night.
Thank you so much. Madam Clerk, do you have anything for tonight? The mayor doesn't have any comments for tonight, but you'll be hearing from me soon. So thank you so much. May I have a motion for adjournment, please? All in favor? Opposed? None? Thank you.